Did you know there are laws of money? Not the ones written in books or passed by governments, but invisible forces that decide who gets rich and who stays poor. They are older than banks, older than nations, and yet most people have never even heard their names: Gresham and Cantillon. These two forgotten thinkers understood what money really is and what it does to those who touch it. Their laws explain every financial crisis, every boom, and every illusion of wealth that has ever seduced humanity. To ignore them is to walk blindfolded through the maze of modern finance. It all starts with Gresham's law, formulated in the 16th century by Sir Thomas Gresham, an English merchant serving the crown. He noticed something strange happening in the markets. When two forms of money circulated together, one of high quality and one of low quality, the good money vanished. People hoarded it, melted it down, or hid it away, and only the bad money stayed in circulation. Gresham put it simply: bad money drives out good. Imagine you have two coins. One is pure silver, the other is mixed with cheap metals, but both are stamped with the same face value, say, $1. Which one would you spend? The fake one, of course. You'd keep the real one, and soon, only the fakes would remain in the market. This has happened all through history. In ancient Rome, emperors debased their coins to pay for wars. In medieval Europe, kings clipped the silver edges from coins to stretch their treasuries. And it happens today, just under new disguises. Today's bad money isn't necessarily cheap metal, it's paper or digital digits, printed by governments faster than real value can be created. And still, Gresham's law holds true. Bad money drives out good. As a result, sound currency vanishes. People flee to hard assets, to gold, to land, to anything that feels real. And trust, the invisible gold that holds civilization together, begins to decay. Now for the second law, the one even fewer people understand. Cantillon's law. It's named after Richard Cantillon, an Irish-French economist from the early 18th century. He saw something no one else dared to say out loud. When new money is created, it doesn't affect everyone equally. Those who receive it first get rich. Those who receive it last pay the price. Think about it. When a government or central bank prints new money, it enters the economy through specific channels: big banks, large corporations, and the financial markets. The people closest to this money printer, the investors, government contractors, and asset owners, get to benefit first. Prices haven't risen yet, so their new money buys real goods and real assets at the old, cheaper prices. But by the time that money trickles down to the average worker and consumer, prices have already climbed. Their purchasing power has fallen. This is the Cantillon effect: invisible, relentless, and cruel. It's why financial bubbles make billionaires while ordinary families struggle with rising costs. It explains why stock markets can boom while wages stagnate. The first receivers of new money gain wealth at the expense of the last. Every stimulus check, every corporate bailout, every easy credit policy just repeats this pattern. Gresham's law corrupts the quality of money, while Cantillon's law corrupts the fairness of its distribution. Let's look at how these laws have played out in history. Take 17th century Spain, which was overflowing with silver from the New World. Ships full of treasure arrived every month, and the crown spent lavishly. For a while, Spain seemed invincible. But as all that new silver spread through Europe, prices soared. Wages couldn't keep up, the poor suffered, and soon, the richest empire on earth was bankrupt. That was Cantillon's law at work. The first to touch the silver got rich, while the last to receive it starved. 2 centuries later, in France, 1720, we had the Mississippi Bubble. A banker named John Law convinced the king that paper money could make the nation rich. He printed it endlessly, backed only by promises of colonial gold that didn't exist. At first, it seemed to work. Paris boomed. Then came hyperinflation, panic, and a total collapse. The paper money became worthless, and the dream died. That was Gresham's law in motion. Bad money drove out good until all confidence vanished. Fast forward to the 20th century, the American century. The dollar replaced gold as the world's reserve currency. Governments learned they could print money at will. Every crisis was met with more liquidity, more credit, more promises. And at first it worked again. But slowly inequality grew. Asset owners thrived while workers fell behind. It was Cantillon's law again. Those closest to the money printer prospered first. In 2008, this pattern reached new extremes. Banks gambled, collapsed, and were rescued with trillions of newly created dollars. That new money flooded into stocks, real estate, and speculation. The wealthy recovered their fortunes within months. The middle class never really did. Then in 2020, the cycle repeated, but this time with unprecedented speed. Money poured into the system like water from a broken dam. Markets soared while small businesses closed for good. Once again, these two ancient laws whispered from the shadows, proving they had never left. But here's the twist. These laws don't just describe failure. They reveal how power really works. The people who understand them rule. The ones who ignore them serve. Gresham's law teaches us that corruption in money begins at the top. When those in power debase the currency through printing, manipulation or deception, trust dies from the center outward. Cantillon's law shows that inequality isn't an accident. It's a design flaw baked into the system of money creation itself. If you stand near the source, you prosper. If you stand far away, you drown. Every empire has followed this same rhythm. Sound money builds it, and corrupted money destroys it. Rome, Spain, Britain, they all rose on financial discipline and fell on debt. America may be walking the very same path. Yet knowing these laws gives us power. Because once you see the pattern, you can start to act. You can protect yourself. You can choose to own real assets, not illusions. You can invest in things that can't be printed out of thin air. You can value work, knowledge, and production over pure speculation. And most importantly, you should never trade what is real for what is easy. The forgotten laws of money aren't just about economics. They're about human nature. They show how greed disguises itself as progress, how short-term gain destroys long-term stability, and how trust, once it's broken, can take generations to rebuild. Money isn't neutral, it's a mirror. It reflects who we are as a society, patient or reckless, honest or corrupt. And when we forget the laws that govern it, history writes the same ending, again and again. So remember Gresham, remember Cantillon. Their warnings still echo in every market, every policy, and every central bank decision today. Bad money drives out good. New money enriches the few and impoverishes the many. The moment we forget those truths, the cycle begins again. The laws of money don't care about politics or promises. They care only about trust, value, and consequence. Break them, and the system breaks you. Understand them, and you'll see through every illusion of wealth the world tries to sell you. In the end, the real secret is simple. Money doesn't follow human law, it follows natural law. And nature always collects what it's owed. Thank you for watching. If you found this insightful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into how the world really works. See you next time.